Welcome to the Technopark podcast, your gateway to the world of technology, entrepreneurship, innovation, and the future of business. I am your host Ajay S. Nair, and on each episode, we will dive into insightful interviews with visionaries and pioneers to uncover the compelling stories behind the strategies shaping tomorrow's businesses. So fasten your seatbelts because the future starts now. Today, our guest is Lloyd Lopez. He is the CEO of HEX20 Global. Let's listen to his insights. As you know, Technopark has seen remarkable growth over the years. How do you think the ecosystem here fosters innovation, and what role do you see yourself playing in this evolution?
See, I started my career here in Technopark. So it was, at that time, it was interesting to see a lot of companies come set up office here and, people getting jobs, and then seeing how it grew. For me, that motivated us to get into a business, and the objective was to set up an office in Technopark, which was
like
a big milestone to achieve.
Correct.
And that was one factor. And then when all these companies came to Technopark, set things up, and when we started seeing how these companies are growing, that gave us a lot of confidence that we can do something different than what was happening here in Trivandrum or Kerala. So this was a totally different model that was executed at that time when IT was just happening.
True.
So that gave us a lot of motivation and opportunities at the same time to do something like this. So Technopark as an ecosystem, I think, has given a lot of people. I've seen a lot of my friends start companies here. So it's not only that, and opportunities for a lot of youngsters who came after us to do things.
True. I'm actually coming to that point. So many budding entrepreneurs look up to successful individuals like you. What advice would you give to someone who is just starting their business or starting a startup? What is your kind of a take for them?
See, I've seen a lot of business being started, and then some had to stop, or there were issues. So when I look at a business, I think there are 2-3 factors that you need to look into. One is the team, because there should be a good understanding between the people that you're working with to achieve that final goal. And then the concept and the idea. So if you're building something that is not ready, or the market doesn't require that, that is going to make a lot of issues. So
the product market fit kind of.
So that's again very different, a very important aspect. And then third thing is how you're building that team. So you need to have a culture, you need to have a good environment within the company. Only then it can grow. So I think these are 3 key things. There are several other things, but these are key things. And then of course, like why I told the team first is because that focus should be there.
Right. So Lloyd, you used to travel a lot, right? I mean, I know that you came from Australia last day, then you are traveling to Dubai. So a lot of traveling, lot of things happening in the business. So as an entrepreneur, the line between work and personal life can blur. How do you maintain a healthy work-life balance amidst the demands of your business? How do you manage all this?
See, it's a very difficult question to answer, and for different people, it's different challenge. But I think the support. First of all, the support you get from your home, especially your family.
Correct.
And when you're getting into business, I think earlier in Kerala, the whole notion was why are you not going for a job? And why are you doing business? This used to be
true.
If you look at Trivandrum, everyone want to get into a government job.
Correct.
Which is
that's
like
by
settled.
default.
Then you are settled.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
So for me, my family gave a lot of support, and then my friends or the team that we started the first company, I think that was a key factor again.
Correct.
So these two are very critical to pursue something like this. So and of course then getting projects and all those stuff and keeping things moving daily.
Correct.
But I think if you don't get these two support to start with, it will be a difficult
journey. I understand. And other thing I want to know is like about the failures. We always have this notion that failure is often seen as a stepping stone to success. Can you share a time when you faced any particular failure and then you bounced back stronger? Any such instances can you
there are several instances. I don't think there is success without failure. So a lot of times we fail for multiple reasons. And how you can bounce back is to accept that failure first. So if you think what I did was right, for some other reason it did not work,
correct.
It is not like that. You need to understand it is a failure, and then you need to take corrective actions. So I'm not quoting any particular instances, but this is what I've seen. So we need to understand why it failed, and then we need to fix that. So that's how you should handle failure and how you should make that failure work for you.
Got it. So the entrepreneur journey can be both exhilarating and there can be some exhausting moments. What keeps you motivated and inspired to keep pushing forward, and even during this some of the toughest times? What is that motivating factor?
See, in an entrepreneurial journey, there are a lot of things that happen on a day-to-day basis, or in the business and things.
It's a firefighting.
It's a firefighting. So you need to celebrate each and every small success. And that will give you enough push to achieve the next small success. So we cannot just wait for that big thing to happen.
Success.
No, that will happen at some point of time. But you need to celebrate and enjoy small success. And like the previous question, when you make a mistake, you need to understand how it failed, and then next time don't do it, or next time when similar issue comes, you handle it. So that even is a success.
Correct.
And then keep moving forward. So there is no big success you need to wait for.
That's a great point, because we often will have think that there is something that is yet to happen, and we won't see the small wins. I understand that. So, and you are someone who have expanded the business outside India, right? So you have a office in Australia. I believe you have office in Dubai, or you have some business connections and all. So expanding outside India or expanding internationally can present unique challenges. What considerations do you take into account when entering into a global market, and how do you navigate cultural differences and regulatory landscapes and things like that?
So every business, when you're growing, it's small steps, or at a time. And especially when we get into new markets, we need to start testing the market with small projects, and understand how things work, and then move into bigger projects. So for us, how things were happening is that we get when we get a project in a particular region, then we go there, start building more connects through this first customer. Because in any region, when we go, you need to have a local partner or someone you can show that you have worked with. That will give
as a reference.
As a reference, and that will give confidence for the next customer to come in and give you more projects. So I'll give you a small example for HEX20. So when we went to Taiwan. We got a small project there.
Okay.
We started working with them, and then we started discussing other projects, and then we were able to get the second project. Yeah, and then they invited us to be part of the Taiwan Space Accelerator program.
Okay.
Now we are looking at setting up an office there.
Oh, great.
And we have now, so these are small steps that I was talking about. And then once you convince the customer and once they see you how you're working, then you will get more support. And now they are fully willing to support us to set up there, because it'll be much easier for them to work with us when we have an office there. So it should be step by step, and start with a small project, and then
So you are going to set up a Taiwan office. That's a new news. Yes. Okay, great. Okay. So as your business scales, you need to satisfy your customers, right? Customer satisfaction becomes an increasingly important factor. How do you ensure that your customer is satisfied, and you provide that support and infrastructure, and it can adapt to growing demands while managing high standards?
See, for a startup, one of the major challenges is to get repeat business.
Correct.
You can get repeat business only if you give proper support to the customer. And the area that we are into, space technology, it's a very small and niche area, and we need to keep up that customer satisfaction levels to the best. Yeah, and I think to an extent we've been successful in doing that, because we got a repeat customer from Taiwan. So that shows that we are doing that. But for any business, I think once we deliver a product to a customer, any issue that they face, we should have a team to jump in and support them. Okay. So when you get an inquiry from them, within certain time you need to respond to that, and then help them with whatever required. Correct. So as the business grows, we need to put in more effort, bigger team, to achieve that and keep that going. Yeah. Correct. So at any point we should not be going down. So we need to keep that very that's one of the important factors that will keep set you apart from your competitor.
Understood. And another thing is, like, when you scale the business, scaling is often, it comes with its own challenges. Scaling a business often involves expanding into new product lines or verticals. Can you discuss a successful product diversification strategy that has contributed to your company's growth trajectory?
It's a very interesting question, and I have a very good answer for that. So when we started the company, the concept is to build satellites, and these are very, very small satellites. So a lot of components that we use can be used in many other products. So what we use for a very small satellite, that's a 3U, we can take some of those components and use it for a 6U, and similarly for a 12U. Okay. On the other side, the UAE Space Agency had a requirement to train a 30-member team to how to build a satellite. Oh. So with the components that we have, we were able to develop or give them a flat set, which is a totally a different thing, which is an engineering model that they use to train their team. And now we have a lot of inquiries for that, or we are already working with universities to give this kit so that they can train their students how to build a satellite. And then, and then we can even support to fly these experiments. And in Trivandrum itself, now we are working with 3 colleges here, to support the students in the projects that they are doing. Okay. So one is Barton Hill college. They are building a satellite, and we are helping them to build things, and the students are coming and working with us. So and now we are working with Marine Engineering College, and a lot of things are happening in that. So this is a clear example of how you can have a sub product from the core thing. You are not diversifying, you are not deviating too much,
correct.
we have a product that is complementary to each other. Yeah.
Great.
So
in fact, you are giving back to the society, what you have built in you can actually help students.
See again, this is a very niche area, and to get people to work also is a very difficult.
True.
So this that's where this help us to identify also really good resources. So we are working with IIST here in Trivandrum. So we have now a few students from IIST working with us. We have few students from Barton Hill now working with. So this is an amazing impact that we can.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win situation. Yeah.
And these students, so whoever is listening to it, they can approach, or should they have to be in the college ecosystem? How open are you? And I'm just curious to know, if anybody is curious about space and satellite and such things, and if they are a student or if they are an enthusiast, will they be able to connect and take part of some initiative?
Sure. See, there is a lot of initiative now from the government to, especially for STEM education. Yeah.
Correct.
So we are, 100% happy to collaborate with students, colleges, universities, to help students, get into space. It's a niche and a growing,
niche
area.
and deep. Right?
Yeah. So,
much of things,
and there is a lot of things to do. So any students who are interested, we are open, and we are trying to get into collaborations. Now I think there is an initiative that is happening from Startup Mission Kerala.
Yeah.
So there are several other initiatives now coming up, and even with ISRO there is an educational push for space. So we are surely happy to get in and help.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's absolutely great. So whoever is listening to this can
surely they should reach out.
They can reach out. Awesome. So coming back to another question I have in mind, as entrepreneurs we have to navigate through uncertainty. Right? There will be since you gone through certain extent and you have faced a lot of challenges, failures, then you come up, then you bounce back. You have international customers, and you are catering to a category that is very niche, as we discussed. So as entrepreneurs we often have to navigate through uncertainty. What is your go-to strategy for staying resilient in the face of challenges? What is it that you look into?
See, I think a good way to tackle that situation is to keep yourself updated. See, technology is changing. So
faster than ever.
When we started to look at the hardware side of things, my first computer, or the computer that I've worked with, was a 286. And then see where we have reached now. Yeah. And even with technology, now the speed at which things are happening is fast. So you need to get into newer things. For example, now ChatGPT.
Correct.
It's a keyword like everyone is using.
True.
Yeah. If we don't start using that, you're going a step behind. And so similarly for business, you need to identify what are the opportunities, what is coming next. So attending events, listening to people.
Basically, you should be a lifetime learner.
Yeah, you should be a lifetime learner, and you need to talk. If you're in IT or space or whatever, you should also start looking at other areas, and then you will identify something that you can do for a particular problem that a different sector is having.
Right.
Typically, to give you an example for the use of space technology, the space-based imagery can help identify, during flood situation, how to, how to plan evacuation for farmers to plan. Because now, climate change is kind of affecting everyone, and things are changing so fast. So you can use this data to help farmers to plan things, or when there is a situation like a flood, how to plan evacuation. So things like this are getting very important. So you need to identify opportunities.
Understood. Oh, that's great. So Yeah, Lloyd, thank you so much for giving this opportunity, and I'm sure that the listeners will get a lot of understanding from this. Thanks a lot for giving us the time, and it's always happy to keep.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, first of all. And like I said, I started here at Technopark, so it is always nice to come back, tell you all the stories, what we have done. So this is the second venture or third venture. To be true, this is the third venture in Technopark.
Oh,
So this is the third company I'm part of in Technopark, and the support that we get and the ecosystem here. Some of the questions that you have asked, I've already told how Technopark has helped and how Technopark has helped us to dream. So these are all things that's very important. And thanks for this opportunity.
Awesome. It's nice chatting to you. Thank you. As we close this episode, I want to express my gratitude to each of you for joining us on this journey. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for more. This is the Technopark Podcast.